Right, I'm not going to talk for stream or anything again. The last stream we did of Star Rail, I just kind of... the further it went on, the more I just didn't particularly care what was going on anymore. And then, of course, the final boss fight. Actually, I mean, I think I was kind of getting zoned out, but I did like it. But I just, but then we got to the end, and the adventuring fight is literally gambling. I mean, cool thematically, but there's a reason why you don't prioritize your themes over absolutely everything else. And that's because it can lead to an utterly awful boss fight.
Feeling spiffy? Can you find the answer?
Conflict.
Yes, I'm not anticipating not particularly care that much. I think it's the last part of the story.
Dead return.
I really should have picked up Jing Yuan. This team is really good.
Show no mercy.
This is actually the fastest team I have for running through at least this character. It's damn good. And I think that Jing Yuan isn't even like that great of one. There's updates since last stream. My last stream would have been completing the story, wouldn't it? I have Jingler. She has a weapon. Or not her weapon. A weapon. Maxed out traces. Blade traces are maxed out. I've been working on traces. That's what I was doing right there. Oh, that's cute. Yes, I've worked on traces, got better artifacts than I did before. And I have Jingler. She's pretty damn good. I think she generally outperforms my blade. Those stats, it's 24 crit rate plus, what is it, 60? Plus 50. So, basically 75% crit rate with 150 crit damage. Sparkle, I did a little bit to build her up further. The traces have gone up. I've upgraded some of her artifacts so she's now high speed because I believe Sparkle likes to be high speed. Otherwise, let's give her HP. this right here, this is my main team. Obviously, Jingler and Blade are brilliant together. They perfectly complement each other, which I love. I don't know if there's a lore connection.
Feeling spiffy?
Stand down.
Your end approaches. Nothing major.
Blade of Moonlight.
Can you find the answer?
Nowhere to run. All will be revealed in lunar flame.
You impede me.
Now,
This
Blade
sword
is
needs sharpening.
pretty good crit damage, awful crit rate. Awful crit rate. Yeah, it's not great artifacts. And it really sucks, because I have invested a lot of resin into Blade's artifacts. Like, a lot. Yeah. Might be able to see some if we scroll down here. There's a lot of artifacts from his domain. A lot. This is just, of course, like why I'm scrapped. 0 on this artifact. I saw some people on Instagram saying, "Oh, I can't believe people are struggling with story bosses. Just bring 2 sustain units and chip down their health." Like, yeah, like you can do that, but the boss fight shouldn't last 5 hours. Anyway, so I think this is the continued story right here. Or before that, of course. Robin's here, and from what I've seen of her, she basically seems like Power Creep Bronya, which is fantastic. I love that Star Rail already has Power Creep. Again, I think Star Rail monetization-wise is worse than Genshin in a lot of ways. And Star Rail hasn't particularly had a chance to exploit frame rate yet, 'cause it's only a year old. But it's absolutely will when it comes to it. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna watch Memeless or something.
Newsflash! Penacony's Charmony Festival has entered its countdown phase. Accompanied by Clocky's TikToks, after 12 system hours, this grand celebration will commence with much fanfare.
I already told you! We can talk things out!
I'm sorry, Fluffy. I really have something urgent to attend to, so I had no choice but to resort to asking this favor of you all.
Since you already know what you're doing, I'll also have to remind you of its risks.
Hey, partner, what's with the hostility? I thought pulling this thing out was just a way of saying hello.
For the last time, state your identity and purpose.
My name's Boot Hill, and I'm a Galaxy Ranger.
A Galaxy Ranger?
You look like you seen a ghost. Did you think we all went extinct? Well, that's the price you pay for being off-grid for too long.
The righteous heroes of the hunt would never hijack the Astral Express.
I ain't hijacked anything. What, chatting with someone while holding the gun is considered a hijacking?
It probably is.
Pardon my frankness, but there are plenty of rumors in the cosmos regarding the Galaxy Ranger's current status, and none of them are pretty stories. I have a hard time believing you.
Oh, this is hilarious. The tale that this bunch of fools spin is getting out of hand. There's even a bit about the Galaxy Rangers being turned into gibbons by Dr. Primitive, and they're in some valley screwing around on swings. Of course, I know you won't believe me, which is also why, similarly, I have a hard time believing that you're the real Nameless. See the bullets in this gun? 9mm, an eternal classic. I may need the Astral Express's help right now, but if you're an imposter just like that one, then this bullet might just end up in my head. I can't allow myself to be exposed to danger. That's just the way it goes, so you all have to first prove yourselves. Huh? Where are you going?
Recognize this?
It's a model fudger. The Jade Abacus of Ally and Oath. The Xianzhou really gave this to you guys?
Model fudger?
This is the Jade Abacus gifted to the Express by the Xianzhou Luofu's general, Jing Yuan. Its presence on board serves as the Xianzhou Alliance's official recognition of the Express. Is that enough?
Not bad, kiddo. And across these sprawling stars, a gentle squeeze is all it takes to rustle up a whole legion of Cloud Knights. Now, I reckon that'd be one fudging sight to behold.
Now it's your turn.
Been ages since the Galaxy Rangers had the spotlight shone on them. We ain't equipped with such fancy gadgets. But I've been around the block enough to know the way to handle these types of situations is easy as pie. All right then. Feel free to toss any questions my way. Let's see if my answers can't turn your trust. If your gut tells you otherwise, still ain't too late to show me the door.
And why would I play along?
If I truly am a real Galaxy Ranger, you stand to lose nothing.
All right then. Tell me, what kind of organization are the Galaxy Rangers?
My friend, this question is a hard one. I don't think I can even consider us an organization to begin with. Everyone's on their own fated path along the hunt, with their own resolute sense of righteousness and not so welcome among such so-called universal values.
This reply does not instill trust, and only makes your predicament more precarious.
I'm guessing you're gonna ask about some form of shared faith, right? But us Galaxy Rangers don't need that sort of thing. What brings us together is a shared bottom line. Never bully the weak. Never kill the innocent. These oaths aren't some lofty beliefs, but the fundamental bottom line that one must never cross as a person. As Galaxy Rangers, we strictly adhere to the bottom line. When someone crosses them, the hunt's vengeance will surely come knocking. And in this moment, the other crucial meaning of bottom line comes into play. As long as you don't cross it, you're free to do whatever you please. You catch my drift?
Second question. Why do you seek trouble with the Astral Express?
I already said that I seek no trouble. I must go to Penacony for a matter. But I don't have an invite. And I can't even enter the family's hotel doors. If only I could borrow the Nameless's identity. The entire cosmos knows you're guests of the family.
Aren't the Galaxy Rangers also esteemed guests?
Oh, you've hit the nail on the head. This is why I'm here. It's fine if I tell you. The Rangers are pursuing an imposter. A son of a nice lady posing as one of us. She's on Penacony right now. My informant is a memo keeper. She's the same as all mimetic organisms, appearing one moment and gone the next. Ugh. She scares the fudge out of me. Still, she gave me some vital info.
That Galaxy Ranger imposter. Who is it?
Is that the third question?
Is it a hard
I
question?
am just now remembering, is actually something I wanted to mention. I was just looking at my account, and I think I noticed some of my live streams got deleted from my channel for some reason. I think it was some of my hangouts. Thankfully, nothing from Final Fantasy VII got deleted, I think. Which is jolly good. Of course, I do want to go back to it, but there's stuff which is going on, which is pushing it back, which I'll probably address once I do go back to Rebirth. I do have the original Final Fantasy VII installed on my PlayStation. Am I going to play it? I don't know. Yeah.
It isn't. Just that you might not believe me. That person calls herself Acheron. And according to our informant, she could be an emanator of nihility.
That's impossible.
That's what I said. Don't worry. When I first received the news, I had the exact same reaction as you.
IX never gives anyone so much as a first glance, and that's perfectly normal. What reason would they have to bequeath strength unto mortals?
Then you must know that emanators can also conceal their own identities, which, for many people, it's better that way. Otherwise, there'd be wanton bloodshed across the cosmos, or even, perhaps, turning their back on the path they're supposed to follow. I had the good fortune of running into an elation emanator. Its appearance was no different than that of those clowns. If it weren't through sheer luck that I got it drunk, I would have never known of its eminent status. Even in the purest hunt, you'll find the Shinjo Alliance under the spotlight and Galaxy Rangers lurking in the shadows. Paths are inevitably to reckon that nihility emanators don't exist. Well, so, do you understand now? Your companions are in danger, and it's pretty harrowing. If you don't want to believe me, you'd best send a message to them. But I'd advise you to move fast. We don't know what's happening in the dreamscape or how much of what... And that Acheron...
I don't intend to do anything.
That's not up to you. Did you know? People who come to the land of dreams for the first time, they'll subconsciously stop to reaffirm that they're still walking on solid
But
ground.
when I heard this update was coming out,
And then
like, I think it was like yesterday or something, or the day before yesterday,
gaze at the sky.
I thought I was going insane. I was like, no way. I thought, no. For some reason, I just thought we were still on the first half of a batch. I was like, no way there's a new update coming out. But no, there was. I just completely forgotten about it. I was really debating not even doing this. The only reason why I am playing this is because I don't really have anything else to do right now. So, we're doing it.
Be it reality or dream, staring at the sky is instinctual for humanity. Since the day that the golden... But now this night sky has been mercilessly severed. Dark.
A single slash of a blade isn't really accurate. It was a...
That's Not many guests who weren't supposed to be invited have gathered at this banquet. The planet of festivities has no place for you, a puppet.
Speaking of living in the shadows, there's probably not much difference between us. It's only polite to reveal your true Penacony's Dream Master.
Whether you believe it or not, this is the real me. We are one.
Is this the unity that the family espouses?
My mortal shell has long since dissipated.
The Oak family's 107,336 offspring are now my eyes, ears, and mouths, spreading joy across dreams when required. And in times of essential need, exiling...
From the sound of it, it seems like you're asking me to leave, Penacony.
I am glad that you're an understanding one.
If you think you can.
Are you threatening me?
I ended it with a period. It was a statement, not a threat. Knowing who I am and still showing such malice. You're not the first, nor will you be the last.
What the f-
This scene played out many times before.
Period. It
And
was a
usually, when
spoken
faced with my
line.
questions, most people retort, "Why can't I?" The result has invariably been that they can't.
You are confident. But be reminded, the family is forgiving, but not weak. The chords of the harmony extend 137 individuals. That is how many heathens I have exiled since I began. And here I stand again.
And you will die. I mean, all of you will. But that won't come to pass. I'll do as you ask. I'll leave.
A wise choice.
I wasn't aware there was a choice.
To you, that surely is the only option.
Please bear in mind, you and Penacony are of different worlds. Those born on the leave and never return. The radiance of the planet of festivities is overwhelmingly bright, luring, and even more so when this self-annihilator heralds the destruction of everything. Your strength is obviously a gift of the sleeping and shapeless, immeasurable and fathomless, like a tribute to
Also, honestly, I've kind of like
from
forgot
the abyss
quite a few
that brings
details of the story
death
from
and
last
sin
chapter.
to all.
All I remember is
A
Eventually
befitting name.
having the curse or whatever placed on him. And
Take it from someone on the other side of your so-called
the
river.
epic cutscene at the end.
You know
I
better
guess.
than I do that Penacony has already deviated from the harmony.
And for some reason, that same
Whatever your
bloody
intentions may be, I foresee only one outcome.
that same kind of eclipsing moon appeared
Its
in
future
Genshin. I don't know if that's a lore
holds
thing. I
nothing but
don't keep up with the
nihility.
lore because I think
Just like all
The
the
lore for
worlds
these
that have
games is-
drowned in their shadow.
I don't think it's good. Oh, when Robin's POV. Oh, trouble.
Attention, please. The unusual event that occurred moments ago was due to a technical malfunction at Clock Studios theme park. The family has promptly responded to secure the area,
Like,
and we're happy to
I hate it when
report
people
that
say,
there
"Oh, yeah,
is
Genshin
no
has such
injuries."
great lore and such a great story." Like, obviously, Genshin does actually have some really good stuff in the story. It also has some really bad stuff. But like, a lot of people seem to just throw lore out as a buzzword, and it's like an excuse to not have a story. And I mean, like, you can do that. I'm a believer that there are no rules. or like any rules that you cannot necessarily break. Uh, but I think if you're gonna be focusing on lore more than actual story, that needs to be good lore, which actually has a point to it. Like, I would say probably the game probably with like the best lore of all time to me would probably be Halo, I would think. So the Halo lore adds so much to a world building and to so many of the characters. Is all great. Destiny has some good stuff, but it's misused in the games. Yeah. TV's flickering. I can't see what it's flickering to. Let's play the game.
Oh, I swear that was no movie shoot. So many chips fell from the sky, and I even caught one of them. But it vanished.
Excuse me. Are you talking about the Clock Studios theme park incident?
Yeah, what about it? Oh, Miss Robin, am I seeing things right?
No need to worry. I apologize for any inconvenience caused to your delightful dream journey. What you just mentioned about the chips really piqued my interest. Would you mind providing
Also,
more
Boris
details
might do
about
this
the
because people are
incident?
already posting spoilers on YouTube.
Oh,
I always
it was
hate it.
just
Ever since I
those chips you
Ever since
normally
I
see
was
everywhere.
playing The Walking
The
Dead
green
Season
ones?
3 when that was
They fell
first
from the
releasing,
sky as if it were
I remember
raining.
when those episodes were releasing, on the day of release, hours after, so I think people got early access to the game, they would post just major spoilers in the title and thumbnail without any kind of warning, just right then and there. In fact, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be allowed to do that, because if they got the game on early access and they post spoilers like that, I actually don't think they would be allowed to do that. But they do it anyway. I despise people who do that, and there's a lot of people that do that for Genshin and Star Rail. The moment an update comes out, they just drop all the spoilers. No kind of warning or anything. I talked a lot about how I really appreciate the Final Fantasy VII community and how they don't spoil Rebirth. I was playing that game basically like a month after it released, and no spoilers. Nothing. I don't think I got anything. Yeah. That community did a really good job at not spoiling everything super blatantly. So, I appreciate it. It's not hard. It really isn't. There's no excuse to do it. No excuse. Also, oh, get off social media, or oh, unfollow these accounts. It's not a valid counterpoint. It's just wrong. It's like it will appear whether or not you're following those people, and you shouldn't have to take yourself off of a social media platform for potentially days or weeks just because one guy is really selfish and wants internet points. That's just ridiculous. If someone goes out of their way to look for spoilers, if they're going on to a YouTube video and they're looking in the comments, that's their fault. If they're just scrolling through their feed and they see something, especially from a channel which they aren't even subscribed to, that's not their fault at all. You cannot find any way to blame them for that. So it's just posting spoilers and stuff like that is just unforgivable. I mean, you'll notice that with all my Final Fantasy VII videos I posted, I kept them all very much spoiler-free. I used fairly vague titles for a lot of them. And I also used vague thumbnails. Like that scene, which triggered my fight or flight response. For that scene, instead of posting just what that scene is, I titled it, "This scene triggered my fight or flight response." And the thumbnail is just Marlene. It's not hard to not just blatantly post spoilers. Obviously, that video got, I'm pretty sure, like 0 views, but that's besides the point.
And then those chips simply disappeared. It appears to be the Dream Sim tech the Iris family has been developing.
Huh? Miss Robin, you mean those chips were all part of a performance? But I really...
Shh. This technology hasn't been made public yet. It was originally planned to debut at the Charmony Festival, but it seems it's been leaked. Can you help me keep this secret? The raining chips were supposed to be part of my act.
Oh, I see. Then it all makes sense now. I'll do anything to help make the Charmony Festival a success.
Thank you.
Lucy, of course,
As
now we're
appreciation,
wondering, are we playing as
I'd
Robin
like
or
to
are we
give you
playing
a
as Sparkle?
token gift.
It feels really weird how Sparkle is
This
just
button
not being
is-
relevant.
If
Despite them
at just
hyping
the
her
right
up
moment
so
in the
much.
celebration, there could be an unexpected treat in store for you. All right. It looks like there are other guests who are also confused. I'll have to excuse myself. Please, enjoy the dreamscape. So many people talking about it. This commotion at the theme park definitely made waves.
That popped up way
This
too fast
stamp
for me to
will
see.
affect my
Did that like
job.
show a question mark? I feel like that had like a little question mark on it. On like next to her name.
Can I drive it without a license?
The family promised they would protect the guests within the dreamscape, but I witnessed a group of organic life forms making their way to the theme park. And soon after, the family needs to provide a reasonable explanation, or I'll take my loved ones and return to reality. I thought the dreamscape...
It appears the good sir has seen many great events. And it's true that an uninvited guest, however, their target is not the ordinary guests, but the ambassadors of the...
Miss Robin, I know the Bloodhound family has already sealed off the theme. The family can try their best to
A bit sus of the
protect
fact
their
that we're
reputation,
like not seeing
but
Robin's
as a
face.
guest, I don't wish to gamble with my life.
That's cool.
But as you can see, sir, no inn is perhaps the dreamscape is not as perfect as promised. But there's no place safer than dreams under the family's rule. I believe you know this better than I do. If this incident
I'm still
happened
like
in
kind
real
of
life,
confused on like,
how many people would be able to walk away from it?
were they saying that you can't die in a dream? That's the
I
thing,
could
like,
stay here,
that's
but
a
keep in
natural
mind, guests
assumption.
come to Penacony to enjoy the
So
dreamscapes.
really, all that
They do
stuff
not
which
wish
happened
to
kind
be
of just confused me
entangled in a
more.
conflict between the family and the IPC.
Because the natural
so
assumption is
let's
that
not
dying
have
in a
any
dream
more
won't kill you in
unnecessary
reality.
incidents.
So making the twist that
Of course.
that is
With the
indeed
Charmony
true
Festival about to commence.
doesn't work, because there's no reason for it to not be true. So it's not a twist, it's just a redundant piece of information. So it even being
Hello.
addressed
May I
just
ask what
feels
happened
wrong.
Nothing to be worried about. There's been...
Hey, are you a fool? You don't even recognize Miss Robin? Who do you think you're talking to?
I'm sorry. I've just...
Hey, don't sweat it. You guys have a tough job.
Oh, we've sealed off the theme park.
Rest assured, Miss Robin will intensify...
I trust you guys. But regarding what happened in the theme...
well...
Actually, I was there shortly after it happened.
Miss Robin, tell you the truth,
Thank you all for your loyalty towards the family. The planet of festivities has indeed run into some trouble. The representative, of course, the family did not agree. The result of the failed negotiation...
no wonder. So this is the main reason why the IPC staff are banned.
Don't worry. Mr. Sunday is currently tracking his whereabouts. And I'll have something to show for it
What's
soon.
all the music about?
However, given the situation, The IPC surely won't let this go easily. Therefore, we are relying on you hounds to maintain the order and stability of the dreamscape.
Please be assured, Miss Robin, we take our orders seriously. We won't let those IPC cronies get away with this.
Thank you for your hard work. If there are any other members who still feel uneasy, please tell them on my behalf that protecting the dreamscape requires everyone's help. This is a small gift prepared by the Iris family for the guests. There's one for you too. Please, open it up.
I can't believe I received a gift from Miss Robin.
If trouble comes knocking on our door, we're not afraid to go to war. Rest assured.
Miss Robin?
Look, obviously, earlier I started talking about spoilers. So I saw someone post a thing.
I'm honored.
It
Welcome
said,
to
like,
Pentagon,
final cutscene,
a world
Robin
filled with
Sunday,
wonderful dreams.
something like that. So I know Sunday's not
Can't
dead.
believe I'm actually meeting the real Robin.
Maybe it is.
Shouldn't you be preparing for the
Sunday's
Charmony
still gonna be
Festival?
involved, it'll be-
Preparation is important, but the ceremony is fundamentally about sharing the Great One's harmony with everyone. If there's a chance regarding the recent mishap, I understand it negatively.
But, are you sure? Plus, I met that generous gentleman.
Everyone, please do not panic.
Even if you say so, Miss...
Some people just never listen, do they? It's never ending. It just goes on and on. I'm getting really tired of this.
Miss Robin?
Still, I suppose I should keep on helping everyone. I am the epitome of joy, kindness, and goodness, after all.
Right?
Huh? What was I
Here, take
Okay,
this, little guest. This gift has been specially prepared for you by the family. Make sure to take good care of it until the opening of the Charmony Festival. Then, when the show reaches its climax, press the button together with the others around you.
Alright, let's see what crazy shit Sparkle's done.
You never know. Something very exciting might happen.
Yay.
We're back to where it all began. You entered
Best girl,
the
best girl,
golden
best girl,
hour
best
from
girl,
this
best girl,
place.
best girl.
And it is also from here where you will enter the true Penacony. It is a pleasure to journey alongside you once more. But it's time I laid bare the entire truth before you. As you might have heard, I also go by another name. Stellaron Hunter Sam. I'm fine. Sorry, I hope I haven't scared you. I know you have many questions. Do you remember when we encountered death in that strange dreamscape? When I was caught by that meme? In that instant before it killed me? I saw the reflection of another dreamscape in its ghastly pupils. So, following the clues in the script, I came up with some theories about the meme. That's why I instructed Silverwolf to issue invitations, drawing everyone to the Dreams Hotel. I intended to call upon death before you arrived, to solve the riddle using more direct means, and then invite you to join. However, contrary to my wishes, I couldn't defy the script. And I didn't get a chance to explain it to you. It is how you see now. I was impaled by the bladed wings of death. The heavy pressure of concentrated memoria miasma exploded in my mind as if it was actually reality. But after the momentary numbness subsided, I found that my body was absolutely unscathed. I was still alive. And it was just as I thought. I had arrived at a place starkly different from this beautiful dream. beneath the dreamscape of Penacony lies another, more chaotic, more primal memory zone. Its name? Land of the Exiles. And so, then I returned to the hotel in the dreamscape, hoping to tell you of its existence. Yet I could not reveal my own identity. So, I could only divert your party's attention and lure you away from the battlefield. And after... all my attempts proved futile. It wasn't until not long ago when a crimson blade of light shattered the high wall of the dream, causing you all to fall far into the abyssal depths of the dreamscape, that I was able to awaken you and your companions one by one. And that's it. That is all that's happened so far.
Okay.
I know it's tough to believe all this without reservations. I just want to say, you are very close to the final answer.
By the time Firefly
Just
drops,
one more
we'll have
thing
enough
needs
calls
to be
for her. I
done.
will absolutely be going for it. Absolutely.
And then I can prove it.
She's a pyro destruction, which is really good because I want a pyro destruction actually. So it's perfect for me. Not to mention, she's likely going to use the same weapon as Blade, because she is destruction, and the weapon has her on it. So I imagine it's going to be good for her. Because typically, if a character is on a light cone, the light cone is for that character. Generally. There's like 2 exceptions to that rule. Which is one which immediately pops into my mind is the light cone, which has Blade and trying to stab Dun Hung. So you'd think that's either a Dun Hung or a Blade light cone, but that's a destruction light cone which gives attack. But Blade doesn't scale with attack, and Dun Hung is the hunt, I think. So it is not fireable. That's like the one exception to that rule. If a character is on a light cone, the light cone is for that character. So, yeah, I'm absolutely going to get Firefly. It should be very safe for me to do so. Yeah, hopefully Silver Wolf comes up not too long after. And then I want Kafka, and then I'm done with Star Rail. Then I don't really care for getting more characters.
Now, let's leave this place. Please close your eyes. Take a deep breath and visualize the dreamscape's outline in your heart. And remember, you must not open your eyes at all times. 3, 2, 1. Don't be afraid. The one who has come to greet us has arrived. I never knew you could do this.
Oh my god. Screenshot that shit. Oh my god. That's rude. Love that.
Do you have a driver's license?
I do.
That is... surprising.
Why? Because this is Japella, the city of sins?
No, it's nothing. I'm just thinking that you haven't slept in 20 system hours. Are you sure you're okay?
thing is, I don't know much about Sam, but from what I've heard, Sam's committed a lot of war crimes and has, like, killed a lot of people. So, I'm waiting to hear about that. This Firefly does have some explaining to do, I think. I don't know, I don't know where it's ever really been mentioned, but I think it's mentioned somewhere, probably on Lycans. But Sam has kind of probably killed a lot of people. So I'd like to hear about it, Firefly.
I'm fine. I'll survive. Same goes for you.
I'm not so sure about that. Slow down a bit.
Infiltration is over. Feel free to activate Sam anytime you like.
There's still some time before the next part of the script unfolds. Let me stay a little longer in this body. Such a long tunnel. Didn't feel this long when I set off.
In half a system hour, it will lead us to Kafka. And then comes the downfall of the Japella Brotherhood.
Something about these games is that, like, whenever we get a character story quest or something like this, I'm just like, why can't you just make this game? Everything has to be a fucking live service. I wish I had the other idea. They totally can do that. That would work really well, and I would support them fully if they decide to start making, like, Genshin and Honkai Star Rail spin-off games, which is just narrative-driven RPGs for particular characters or sets of characters. A fucking game where you play as a Stellaron Hunters, that'd be fucking badass. Let's do that.
Is that also part of the script?
It's in your script, too.
Sorry. Yeah, I didn't notice.
Their destiny won't change just because of your selective ignorance. I told you before, it's a bad habit.
What about you, then? Is this the moment you finally find the death you've been looking for?
As always, it's a blank slate. It's not on this planet. Why the sudden inquiry?
Also, this is the most we've ever heard Blade talk. Remember, all the screen time he had with Kafka, he did not say a word. This is great. I'm potentially really interested, actually.
Because I'm currently in a car with a sleep-deprived driver. I just want to get there in one piece.
This car has full self-driving capabilities. I'll just put my hand on the steering wheel. Will that do?
Hey, don't take everything so seriously. Elio would always say there's only one type of destiny. The inescapable type. He can see the future, and we, likewise, are aware of our predetermined end. But before that moment arrives, we can still choose what we do. We all have this right, don't we?
After today, Japella's name will disappear from cosmic history, and the Everflame Mansion will take its place. In the not-too-distant future, you'll receive an invitation. That's your next stop.
Land of the Dreams. Penacony.
I hope you find whatever you seek there. Be it answers, or salvation.
Can we get some more Blade screen time? This is... Whoa, he's... There's an emotion in there somewhere. What the fuck?
Glad to see you're safe and sound.
Close your eyes. This is the answer. Isn't it incredible? The monster that we have always known as Death is actually the guardian of the land of the exiles. It abides by a certain rule. Abducting people from their dreams and bringing them here.
The question that has been perplexing us, does death really exist in the dreamscape, appears to be a cognitive trap. It was laid by those orchestrating events from the shadows to cover up the truth behind the disappearances and the existence of this fortress known as Dreamflux Reef. Every emergence of that meme is related to the Watchmaker. Since Dreamflux Reef is where it brings its captives, it's likely that many of our long-standing questions will be answered in this place.
Is a perfect microcosm for all of my problems with the story. Every emergence of that meme is related to a Watchmaker. Since Dreamflux Reef, we got fucking cyberpunk aesthetic going on in the back now. Cool. Brings its captives. Our long-standing questions will be answered in this place. What? What are the words you're throwing at me?
The atmosphere here is starkly different from the beautiful dream. There are no regulators here like the family. And they all look like they're mildly dazed. But from the whispers of the residents, they've heard a familiar name. Gallagher.
It's that man again. Always in the right place at the right time. Though that does save us the trouble of looking for him. Himiko and March have already made a move. Get ready. We're about to set off.
The real dreamscape. The land of the exiles. Before we go, should we speak to everyone first?
Who's we, Stone? Alright. Please give us a Firefly trial. That'd be really good.
I'm really sorry for waiting until now to tell you everything. 2 reasons. Firstly, the script. In the future that Elio saw, Sam and the Astral Express's confrontation was inevitable. I tried to break the shackles of the prophecy, but this is as far as I could go. That aside, there were also my personal motives. I wished to travel with you as Firefly, and not Sam. Thank you. Elio only gave me one instruction. Allow the Astral Express to pursue the Grand Legacy. It means that the Watchmaker's legacy holds great significance to trailblazing. And to you.
From now on, I'm just going to use Final Fantasy VII as like the perfect example of just how to do so many things right. Because it really is.
Elios scripts used to revolve and expand around certain specific Stellarons. But with your appearance, this condition has apparently ceased to be appropriate. Perhaps he also saw the impossible in the future. Do you still remember that medical cabin I told you about? Well, that's Sam. It belongs to the Iron Cavalry of Glamoth's Firmament Frontline. A Firefly Type 4 Tactical Heavy Assault Mech.
Right, so that's what people are figuring, right? What if you're in reality, you can't do shit, you have to be a mech, or is that it?
It is the cradle of my vitality. And the meaning of my birth. And for the longest time it was how I should have looked to the rest of the world. The timescale of Dreamflux Reef differs from reality, so we mustn't lower our guard. You're sensitive to Memoria. A slight misstep, and you could get lost in this memory zone.
Something on your mind? Before we found you, she'd already revealed her Stellaron Hunter identity and shared a lot of information. Who would have thought that the Molten Knight's true identity was actually a young girl? For her, this is a secret that she cannot allow others to know. That being the case, I think we can believe she's willing to cooperate. But she didn't reveal all her secrets. I just can't shake the feeling that her situation is different from that of the typical dreamer. And I hope that doesn't lead to any dangerous predicaments. During your investigation, he shared a vital piece of information. Mikhail, the former watchmaker who collaborated with the family to construct the Penacony we're familiar with today, had a falling out with the family for specific reasons. But this is precisely where the problem lies. You were clearly investigating a murder, so then why? And now, with Firefly mentioning his name again... No wonder Miss Acheron is so averse to drawing her blade. It's hard to imagine such terrifying power could reside in an ordinary... Don't feel burdened by this. Even without that Stellaron inside you, Aventurine would still have found other methods to accomplish. I hope you've regained a little composure.
Actually, something I do actually want to quickly mention about Final Fantasy VII, which does bother me, because I've re-evaluated the game a lot since then. I'll talk about it more when I actually play it. There's just one thing which bothers me about the story, and that is that I believe, at least in the original, the story doesn't take place over a long period of time. I think the start of the story to the end is like less than a month, and that is with I know there's like some time skips which are going to happen in the last game. I believe there's like over 2 weeks of time skips. I'm just not a fan of that. I just feel like the entire party works better if you assume that they've been together for at least a couple of months, and that's always what it felt like to me. But that's just a little thing. I feel like it just works better if they be together longer. And yeah, that's the thing. We were with Firefly for like a day.
Keep going straight down this alley, and it'll lead to an elevator. It'll take us to the center of the land of the exiles.
What a huge clocky. Looks like the watchmaker also left his mark.
Apparently escape from wasn't I totally could have hit that.
Unbelievable. To think there's a settlement of this size within the dreamscape. And all beyond the family's reach. The atmosphere in this fortress is pretty different from that in the beautiful dream.
When I first saw it, I was in awe too. The sky here, it's like a reflection of the 12 dreamscapes. What's even more bizarre is that this place is also separated into trade and residential areas. The layout may be simple, but the facilities are very comprehensive. It seems that there are quite a number of people living here.
Though both dreamscapes have distinct styles, the architectural designs are quite similar. Works of the same. But there's no point in overthinking things.
Take a right turn at the end of this road and you'll reach the trade district. There are more people there. And perhaps someone knows where she is.
Not coming with us?
The Astral Express likely needs room for some internal deliberation. In the meantime, I'll try and locate Gallagher.
Sure. Let's reconnect later. Sure. 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 Sure.
He does a pretty good John Lee.
Letting her go was the right decision. Further observations are needed before we decide whether to trust her. But first, let's go. I'm sure. He's right over there. The Reverie Hotel's bellboy. How did he end up here? We'd better check.
This can is perfect for me, and perfectly legal for me to stay in.
I'm just a wallflower.
Nothing ever beats a good
Let's see how you handle a stroke of genius like this.
Don't ask where I'm from. The hero's root. This right here is where being a cow.
This place has got both bread and stories.
I knew you couldn't hold your liquor.
Oh dear. This looks like a whole thing. Or maybe it's deliberately just supposed to be overcomplicated. Why am I just
How
talking
about
to a
a
guitar?
little impromptu concert just for you? You're in for a treat.
Okay.
Done for!
Let's have a toast to dreams.
So this is the so-called freedom of organic life forms.
I'm just a wallflower.
Huh? You're the guest from before.
Hello, Misha. I'm...
Tick-tock! Old friend!
Your, memory zone meme?
No. How did you two get here? This dreamscape isn't supposed to...
So, this...
Yep. After my work in the beautiful dream ends, I'll go back home. Commuting used to be more convenient, but ever since travel became cumbersome...
This...
Sleepy is a memory zone meme. Looks fierce and has many...
Based on the description, that meme is indisputably death.
Death? Not in a dream, surely. Sleepy's just a little aggressive, and sometimes messes up by fetching the wrong guess. But it would never hurt anyone.
I see. Has it brought back any guests recently? Say, in the last day or two? We're currently investigating a missing...
I see. Then you'll have to speak with Gallagher. But he's currently busy hosting a visitor from the Oak family and specifically asked not to be disturbed. Mr. Is it Miss Robin?
Just as I thought. Consider...
If you're looking for Miss Robin, I can lead the way. She told me that she'd be willing to meet with outside guests.
If it's not too much trouble. Also, we're looking for our missing companions. A woman with red hair accompanied by a girl with pink hair. you seen them?
I like that Welt distinguishes between a woman and a girl.
Oh, I haven't. But please, rest assured. Dreamflux Reef is a small place, and it's not as how about this? Since it's your first time here in Dreamflux Reef, she's gone to Mrs. Grace's to visit the children.
All right, then. We'll follow your plan. Well, we now know the answer to both murder cases that have caused such commotion in Penacony.
So, if when people die, they're simply sent here, then what are even the stakes of this? Why do I care?
Yes, that's
I
my
don't
thinking as
care, that's
well.
the answer.
I'm not entirely certain, but we still have to find him one way or another. Say, you mentioned before that you saw a Clocky that only you could see. I can't shake off this strange feeling. Am I really still so young at heart? Forget it. It's not important. We'd better just follow Misha.
I read up on Welt lore actually at some point. Mom mentioned this before. I heard he's actually like really powerful, I think. I'm pretty sure I heard that he's like... Well, he's from a different universe. He's from Honkai Impact. I heard that he's basically got the strength of an Emanator, so he's like one of the strongest characters in the cast, actually. Pretty cool. And I like Welt, just got a mindset about him. He has no kind of character arc or anything going on, anything like that. Like, he's just cool. He's just there.
Everyone, look! From here?
A black hole? No. An accretion disk formed from consolidated memoria?
Oh, so Mr. Yang is also versed in Memoria dynamics. I was just trying to figure out how to Look! There she is! My calculations are... Who are you all and why... I'm Kami, a dreamscape surveyor specializing in Memoria dynamics. And see that huge gaping hole? It was just a narrow rift many years ago, but now it's grown into a giant hole. The surrounding Memoria has been flowing towards the other end of the hole at a constant velocity, slowly but surely. But the scary part is, according to my calculations, the flow rate of Memoria has recently changed, and it's faster than ever. By constantly improving upon Madame Rosalina's Memoria measurement method, I've finally obtained after 10 system hours, the Dreamflux Reef will cease to exist. Just like the melting of glaciers, everything will crumble and disintegrate. The dreams on that side of the void will fuse into one. Please don't worry. This sort of thing has happened many times before. Miss Kami isn't a bad person.
You don't say.
Oh, do you know her too? Or...
We're very interested in Madame
Why, of course! She's an excellent scholar of Memoria dynamics, and the first person to apply Memoria rate measurement methodology on interstellar travel. Regrettably, due to the presence of the Garden of Recollection, ordinary people don't pay much attention to the nature of Memoria. She departed this world without much fame. I came to Penacony to learn more about my idol, and went to great lengths to seek out Dreamflux. I felt it. The source is in the Golden Hour. There is a certain anomalous presence stirring the currents of the memory zone. I must uncover more concrete proof. I must convince everyone.
Does the name Madame Rosalina sound familiar to you? That's right. It seems like she did a great deal of research and calculations in Dreamflux Reef. Before...
Miss Kami regularly mentions her. I hear Madame Rosalina passed away during the prison war.
She could see the Penacony of today. It's people building homes in the memory zone. Our destination is the commercial district. That's where the largest crowds gather in Dreamflux Reef. We might be able to find the others there.
Let me... Ghost! There's a ghost! Don't come near me! Oh my. I'm human and so are you. Can you get a grip? Mr. Yang and Miss Trailblazer, I've been waiting for you. Quickly, come help. I bumped into a member of the family on the way here. He was so scared and I just wanted to calm him down. But... Let me go! Let me go! I've only done good in my life. Why can't I rest in peace after death? Well, this is how it turned out. Ha ha, you're a regular comedian. He thinks he's dead.
Dear guest, this is not the afterlife. This is Dreamflux Reef.
That's right. Did you hear that? Repeat after me. Dreamflux Reef.
You're talking to someone invisible. If I'm not dead, what am I? I shouldn't have pushed my luck and tried sleeping in my dream. Curiosity kills the Papeshi. Stop asking! You'll alert the monsters! All the dead are right here. All of them!
You're not talking about the memory zone meme, are you?
Don't say that name! It's all your fault. They're coming!
Let's play for a while. Feeling spiffy?
Stand down.
Too little. Let's settle this. Eternal sleep. The dead return! Your end approaches. Savor it for me. Bloom. Repay.
Tedious. Blade of moonlight.
He passed out. His intense negative emotions attracted the nearby memory zone memes.
I see. But why aren't the other people around here scared?
Unlike in the Sweet Dream, people here don't see memory zone memes as dangerous monsters. And even if they pose a threat, people can easily escape by forcing a wake-up call. But we can't just leave this man here. Can we take him somewhere safe?
We can ask Jessie for help. I've gotten to know many locals while waiting for you guys.
I remember when
everyone here is living a self-sufficient life. I don't know how to describe it, but this place feels like the real dreamscape.
This is genuinely going to
See how you handle a stroke of genius like this.
Evening, Jessie. Is it evening?
Welcome, Miss March. Who might these be?
These two are my friends. As for the man lying on the ground, he's a scaredy cat who fainted from fright.
I see. Another poor guy who accidentally ended up here. I'll take care of him. There have been a lot of new faces lately. Things must be tough in the beautiful dream. The few remaining havens of freedom in Asdana?
Do such things often happen here?
Not really, but they're becoming more frequent now. Guess it's one of the signs of the Sweet Dreams collapse. This man has had quite the shock. Could you help me find a Halovian lady, March? Her songs can heal mental.
A Halovian?
That must be Robin. She's also here in Dreamflux Reef.
Huh? Robin? But I thought she... Oh, right. If Firefly is here safe and sound, then it means Robin must be okay too.
Misha is about to take us to her to find out what happened. But before that, let's meet up with Himiko. You were with her earlier, right?
We met some stowaways in the residential area. Most of them came from neighboring star systems. I heard that places like Dreamflux Reef are scattered throughout the memory zone of Asdana, like islands in the ocean. They existed before the family arrived. I also heard that when Dreamflux Reef took shape, it was the center of all dreamscapes in Penacony.
If that's true, it's no wonder there are so many similarities between this place and the Sweet Dream.
Himiko must be gathering information. Let's hurry up and get going.
I am actually quite excited to see the new Trailblazer. It's a Harmony.
This is where we split up.
Quite interesting.
So that's how it is. I never imagined we'd gather the remaining details here.
To borrow Gallagher's catchphrase, what an unpredictable twist of fate.
Himiko, here they are.
Ah, perfect timing. Now that everyone's here, I'd like to introduce everyone to Micah, who's partly in charge of the Land of the Exiles. Micah, these are my companions.
It's a pleasure to meet the Nameless.
You know us?
I've been keeping an eye on you since the day you arrived in Penacony. We would have met under more appropriate circumstances if Dreamflux Reef hadn't been isolated from the 12 dreamscapes. Please, allow me to formally introduce myself. I'm Micah, the Gravekeeper of Dreamflux Reef.
Gravekeeper?
Life in Dreamflux Reef is pretty liberating. Everyone here mostly keeps to themselves, without meddling in others' affairs. My daily task involves cleaning a few tombstones.
You're too modest, Micah. When lost dream chasers stumble upon this place, you're the one who takes care of them, guiding them back to the Sweet Dream, or showing them how to survive the wild dream chaos.
So, guardian of sorts.
Were you talking to me, Mr. Yang?
On that note, Mr. Mika, which tombstones are you referring to? We didn't come across any graveyard when we arrived.
They're actually just symbolic stones. But since you're curious, Mr. Yang, I'll take you there. I have a feeling you might find something of interest there. But before that, you have an important guest joining you.
An important guest? Who could it be?
This way, please. The roads here in Dreamflux Reef are a bit run down, so watch your step. There she is.
Everyone sang so wonderfully. It's not often that I tried this music style, but I've gained some valuable insights from it.
Oh, I can't thank you enough, Robin. Well, these kids have made incredible progress in only a few days.
It was nothing, Grace. I merely taught them how to sing. It was you who brought hope into their lives. Life must be quite difficult for them in reality, I imagine.
That's right.
Whenever it's time to say goodbye to these kids, they're reluctant to leave. But I've explored every corner of Dreamflux Reef, talked to everyone I met, and they all told me the same thing. This shattered dream is not worth clinging to.
It seems you truly are a child of the Harmony. Emma and Andy are orphans I took under my wing.
Carol there with her blind eyes used to work at a nutrition center in the outer ring of Penacony. And as for Gary, he's been living with autism since he was a child. They're not old enough to enter the sweet dream managed by the family. If we compare people to birds, these kids are like fledglings with impaired wings. But in this dream, well, they can fly freely. Even if they stumble along the way, well, they're still relying on their own strength. And me, an old lady with no legs. Well, without this dream, I couldn't even walk toward them.
I'm glad that you found a new life here in Penacony. It's just...
Don't worry, Robin. Dreams have their significance, but they aren't everything. Both the children and I understand this. No matter how long we fly through this dream, we will one day return to reality. But you know what? Emma and Gary aren't plagued by their insecurities anymore. No, and Carol is learning how to cope with her blindness. And Andy is livelier than ever. Well, even I've become more optimistic. You see, in dreams, we learn how to live. Once we return to reality, we learn how to survive.
And should our feathers be damaged, then we share our wings with one another. There's no need to covet an illusory sky in dreams, because we have the right and the ability to fly towards a broader horizon.
It's a relief to see you safe and sound, Miss Robin.
It's nice to see you all again, Astral Express crew. I heard my disappearance caused quite the commotion out there. I'm really sorry about that.
Since you're here, can we assume that you're fully aware of the situation in Penacony?
Ever since I returned to Penacony, my voice started to change, until it gradually faded away. At first, I thought it was a temporary ailment, perhaps due to having been away too long. I thought maybe it just takes some time for my body to acclimate to the high concentration of Memoria and Asdana. But now it seems the root of the problem goes way beyond me. There are elements around me that don't align with the harmony. Losing my voice is just one of the signs of the Sweet Dreams collapse.
The Sweet Dreams collapse. That memo keeper mentioned the same thing. So it's real.
While I was away from Penacony, the boundaries of the 12 dreamscapes kept expanding outward. But whenever I mentioned the anomalies in my dreams, the family heads refused to talk about it. Only my brother was willing to respond. Later, I discovered the secret letters from the IPC ambassador, which further convinced me that there are hidden secrets beneath the surface of Penacony. So, following the clues in the Oak family's dossiers, I found my way here. The land of the exiles, concealed by the family under the guise of death. A dream within a dream, where Penacony's past is buried.
Hearing you speak, it sounds as if your voice has made somewhat of a recovery.
I hate to admit it, but the harmony in this place resonates more broadly than within the Sweet Dream. It's regrettable, but the family has experienced betrayal. The traitor, or traitors, abandoned their original principles and, using the name of harmony, exploited people's weaknesses to turn Penacony into the planet of festivities, trapping everyone in the illusion of the Sweet Dream. This is not the strong defending the weak, but rather the strong exploiting the weak. A world without equality won't ever be favored by the harmony. And naturally, those voices blessed by them have lost the ability to sing.
Could there be another force influencing the family's shift in philosophy, Miss Robin? Considering what happened with Acheron, it's difficult to conceive of another entity within the realm of the harmony capable of influencing everyone. Unless a power surpassing that of an eminent.
I haven't taught any of us.
Emanator is involved.
I'd heard about what happened to the Xianzhou Alliance. But as far as I'm aware, the family hasn't faced any such external interventions. Who knows? Perhaps I've just been away too long and missed something. Regardless, I cannot accept my home is moving towards the very opposite of what the Harmony represents, while still claiming to uphold it. I must uncover the reason why Mikhail cut ties with the family, and who exactly it was who betrayed us all. Do you remember our arrangement, Mr. Micah? Well, here's my answer. I've decided to forgo my role, and never step foot on the Charmony Festival stage again.
Look here, brother. A little bird.
Looks like a fledgling Charmony dove. But Charmony doves don't live here. So how did this little bird get here? Maybe its parents abandoned it?
It looks weak and frail. Why don't we find something soft and make a nest for it?
This place is too dangerous for a fledgling. Let's take it with us. We can put it on the wooden shelf in front of your window.
Okay. A bird like that must have a beautiful singing voice. But where will it live?
I'll ask the family head to build a cage for it.
A cage? Then it won't have the freedom to fly, right?
Let's see. What is it that has captured the attention of the two best interpreters of the Great One? To the point that they've forgotten how to enjoy their dessert. Oh, poor little thing. Doesn't look like it's doing well. Do you want to rescue it?
I do. But I don't want to lock it up in a cage.
Why?
Even if it's small and not fully feathered, and can't sing. It didn't come into this world just to be locked up in a cage. Birds. They should be flying free in the sky.
That's quite the romantic idea. And what about you, a young scholar? Do you agree with your sister?
I think she's right. But if we leave it out in the wild, it won't survive for more than a few days at best.
Ah, I see. It seems our little scholar is still a bit unsure. Well, let me tell you youngsters a story. As you probably know, Charmony doves can fly through the air. When they fly really high, the friction caused by the flapping of their feathers against the atmosphere creates amazing lights, so that they look like shooting stars. We've seen this spectacle so many times that we think it's just something they can naturally do. But that's not the truth. Their radiant display is the result of countless struggles against nature over generations. Their ancestors were too weak to survive on the ground, so to escape predators, they started seeking new opportunities in the air. After countless attempts by many generations, one of them finally figured out how to fly. It soared into the sky and never looked back at the ground again.
So, you mean birds aren't born to fly, but they find a way to do it through their determination, right?
Well, that's an idealistic way of putting it. So, what are your thoughts, Sunday?
I think people believe birds are meant to fly because they've never seen those birds crashing to their death.
That's an interesting perspective. So, have you decided what to do with the bird now?
For now, I'll keep it in a cage until it can take care of itself because I want it to live. No matter what.
Well said, kids. It seems each of you has found your own answer. Your insights are truly remarkable. And I hope they come true in their own way.
We will take good care of it. Won't we, brother?
Yeah. But, Mr. Gopherwood, there's one thing I don't quite understand.
And what might that be, my son?
What if this little Charmony dove never learns to fly I mean, if there are fledglings in this world that can never fly throughout their lives, should we let them go back to the sky? Only to see them crash to the ground and die?
Talking in your sleep, Birdie? Time to wake up. Huh? Need a hand?
I'm still alive?
Yeah. Happy about that.
Where is Robin? Tell me. Now.
I knew that was going to be the first thing you'd ask. Don't worry, your sister is here, safe and sound. She's probably walking around the streets now. If I were you, I'd be more worried about myself. After all, right in front of you is the guy who just stabbed you in the chest with a dagger.
If you wanted to kill me, you wouldn't give me the chance to speak. Just tell me your demands, lackey of the Watchmaker.
So, you figured out who I am, huh? No wonder you had the guts to go against the Dream Master and the Four Families. Looks like I made the right choice.
Choice?
You are aware of my plan and see through my act. Time is running out, so let's drop the charades. I'm suggesting we cooperate.
Cooperate? What makes you think I'd cooperate with you?
The fact that the famous Robin has chosen my side. Plus, some clues about a traitor and a bright future for Penacony. Any of that catch your interest?
I find it hard to believe a man who's full of deception.
Fine. You don't have to trust me. What you should trust is the sense of justice inside of you.
Show me Robin first.
All right, as you wish. Here she is.
Huh?
What's your trick this time?
Just kidding. I mean, this lady will lead us to Robin, right?
And the crew, too. There are too many people who you owe an explanation.
That'd be great. Please follow me, Honorable Oak family head. Now, all the actors are on the stage.
This is the monument I mentioned earlier.
Rosalina.
When Penacony was known as a frontier prison, it was the trail. However, today...
If their names are inscribed here, then that means...
According to Micah, they died long ago.
Rosalina was killed during the War of Independence. Tiernan was a skilled gunslinger, strong and reliable. In the decade following the war, Penacony faced challenges internal and external. To protect Asdana,
Though I had expected as much, the tales of these heroes truly are sorrowful.
True to the title of Trailblazer, they spent their lives venturing into the unknown. But
when Dreamflux Reef was created, its owner was still alive. However, he insisted on erecting a monument for himself, saying that it will happen someday. Here we meet again. Everyone from the Astral Express.
Robin.
Brother...
There's no need for words. You're safe. that's all that matters.
That's very
Brother.
There's no need for words. You're safe, and that's all that matters.
Brother.
There's no need for words. You're safe, and that's all that matters.
I brought Gallagher here. It's time to face the truth.
I promised to give the siblings some privacy, so let's talk about our business first. What do you say?
That sounds sensible enough. Since you went through the trouble of gathering the family head...
Oh? Is it that obvious?
The look on your face is practically screaming, I'm the one behind all this.
You're right, Mr. Yang. The siblings already know what they need to, and they've made their choice. But before we begin, let me reintroduce myself. I'm the founder of Dreamflux Reef, the deputy of the Watchmaker, and the one who sent out that invitation. As Gallagher, the history fictionologist, I humbly extend my greetings to you all.
History fictionologist? So what, everything you told us was made up?
Well, don't worry. Almost everything I shared was true. Well,
I double-checked with Micah, and everything he said about the family, the Watchmaker...
Thank you for your understanding. Now let's get down to business. I'm sure you're all wondering why I went through the trouble of setting up this battle for the leg. Well, it all boils down to something very familiar to...
The Stellaron? But how is that possible?
You're totally correct. I wish that were the truth. The sweet dream doesn't come out of thin air. If you think of the memory zone, to achieve this feat, without the help, and that's not something you can achieve with a simple wish. It requires vast quantity. In Azdana, the planet of festivities itself is a Stellaron disaster.
The planet of festivities itself is a Stellaron disaster?
It all started a long time ago. Back when the Watchmaker and his crew liberated the frontier prison. They faced countless challenges as they began. The Stellaron first entered the Azdana system during the war. The Nameless warned everyone against the folly of attempting to tamper with such a power, and most heeded their words. But there are always people in the shadows with ulterior motives. The turning point came after Tiernan's death. With two of the Nameless gone, the Watchmaker had to go to the front lines. It was at that moment his rivals saw an opportunity. By the time a representative from the Montour System's family arrived at the Watchmaker's call, the Stellaron had already been activated and was seeping into the primordial synesthesia dreamscape.
And I suppose the family happened to possess the knowledge to seal the Stellaron?
Not just that. They knew far more about the Stellaron than the average person. They helped Mikhail swiftly quell the civil unrest and played a part in building Penacony under the disguise of the Harmony. Those three eras were known as the Age of Dreaming. The Watchmaker, who had been left in the dark, sent out invitations across the universe, spreading the hype around the land of the dreams.
Then, how did they turn against each other?
Remember the island in the ocean metaphor? The truth is, the Stellaron was never truly sealed. It existed in a different form within its people's lives. The opulent dream is built upon the decay of spirits, with a toxic elixir called pleasure flowing through the dreamscape. It tempts people to indulge in the dreamscape, and gradually their minds succumb, becoming nourishment for the sweet dream. Confusion, laziness, and cowardice, weaknesses that plague humanity, were magnified and nourished by the family. Penacony became a new kind of prison, even more impenetrable than the previous one. Sadly, we realized this far too late. By then, the family had a firm grip on Penacony, swiftly quelling any at my wit's end. I had to use the power of the Enigmata and sought refuge in this chaotic realm. Over the years, I created a meme within this dream for our use, Dormancy. That's its real name. We exploited a loophole. You see, regular people can't fall asleep again while they are inside the dreamscape.
So this is the true meaning of the impossible. You sent out invitations in the Watchmaker's name to find forces capable of resolving the Stellaron.
It's not just that. Above all, I wanted to see what happens when the major factions engage in a struggle for the legacy. Since this is the Watchmaker's first announcement in decades, the traitor within the...
So, the legacy is just a facade.
If you want to consider the Stellaron as the legacy...
If that's the case...
That's a question for Mr. Wings. The Stellaron is still under the family's control, and as the head of the Oak family...
As I suspected, the core of this issue lies within the Stellaron.
Are you done talking? So, will you tell us where the Stellaron is?
It is the Penacony Grand Theater itself.
As I suspected. It's the embodiment of the family. The edifice that first materialized within the Sweet Dream. That's what turned Penacony into its current state.
As for the person who employed its power, it is in fact Mr. Gopherwood, the current Dream Master.
Well, that was easier than I thought. Did you conduct your own investigation already?
Correct. When I was trying to track down the person who murdered my sister,
Confronting me first turned out to be
I didn't have other options. The Dream Master has been elusive, and even the heads of the... Moreover, Mr. Gopherwood has been kind to my sister.
What do you mean by that?
To be honest, my brother and I are also victims of the cancer of all worlds. We grew up as orphans, and were adopted by the family when they came to help. Mr. Gopherwood recognized our potential and brought us to Penacony. But I can't just stand by and watch Mr. Gopherwood become an enemy of the Harmony. I won't use my voice to support an evil cause. I won't step on that stage and sing, no matter who the traitor is, or what orders they give me. I won't let the Charmony Festival become an event that destroys Harmony itself, or the paradise in our dreams.
Indeed. For the paradise in our dreams. As the head of the Oak family, I'm responsible for ensuring Penacony's promising future. Robin and I will head into the Sweet Dream and confront the Dream Master. And if it turns out that the family has truly strayed from the Harmony, I'll fight alongside you. We'll put the Charmony Festival on hold and make sure Mr. Gopherwood pays for his blood debt.
The enemies you are about to face aren't like this old dog here, who can barely even bark. Since our interests are aligned, why don't we team up? Maybe, just maybe, we'll have a shot at success.
I just want to hang out with Firefly. I do not care about the rest of the story now. I'm completely disengaged. I am on the verge of falling asleep. Just from how insanely boring this is. To be frank.
We have always been following in the footsteps of our nameless predecessors, and there's no reason to stop now.
Yeah, we Nameless won't back down from a challenge. Isn't that right, Miss Trailblazer?
Had to help get rid of a technical.
That line actually makes me a bit nervous.
Rest assured, sitting on the sidelines isn't in our nature. Mr. Sunday, Miss Robin, I'm willing to accompany you on behalf of the Astral Express. Having a third party present should help with negotiations, and could make all the difference if things get ugly.
Thank you, Mr. Yang.
Thank you all very much.
The Charmony Festival is about to start, and time is against us. We must hasten.
Everyone, let's gather over here. We still need to make some preparations.
There's a new Dragon Veil event. The last one literally just ended. I should actually get on to another dialogue.
I may have been quick to step up to the plate, but confronting the Dream Master could be a very dangerous affair.
Huh? Even you're saying that, Mr. Yang? How powerful is that Dream Master?
He's the leader of the families of Penacony, and he has the entire power of the Harmony behind him. Not to mention the Stellaron in his possession. We must proceed with great caution.
Maybe you can just stay behind this time, Mr. Yang?
No, that won't do.
It feels like they just
Even
completely
if we
changed
count
the
Robin as
entire
an
story.
ally, something felt off
exposition
about
done.
Mr. Sunday
Okay,
just
cool.
now. Although, I can't quite put my finger on it. I have to make sure he won't turn against us when things start to get dicey. You're still carrying the keepsake the IPC envoy gave you, right? May I borrow it for a moment? Huh. I knew it. As I suspected, this chip Aventurine gave to you is actually a miniature transmitter. If I'm right, he intends to use it to track your location or contact you when needed. As it so happens, this may actually be of some use in the current situation.
Aventurine? Is he still alive? And what does he have to do with our mission to confront the Dream Master?
Remember what I said earlier? Working with the IPC is a way to keep the family in check. If negotiations go south and the family show their true colors by going after the Stellaron, I'll use this transmitter to send a message to the IPC. It'll be just the opportunity the IPC ambassador was hoping for. The only question mark in all of this is Aventurine's current status. But the IPC is always listening, especially senior strategic investment department heads like him. Getting the message across shouldn't be a problem.
Good luck to you, Welt.
Well, you take care too. If anything goes wrong, don't worry about me. Just make sure to seal the Stellaron.
Spoken like a true hero. Even if the Dream Master is innocent, the family's corruption runs deep. I won't make the same mistake Mikhail did. Let's wish him the best of luck.
Don't you have something else to tell us, Gallagher?
Why would you say so?
Before we departed, the conductor asked us to inquire about the 3 nameless in Penacony. We've already collected intel about Rosalina and Tiernan, so the only one left is legwork. If I'm not mistaken, we've already met him somewhere, haven't we?
It's not enough to say meet, but the answer is pretty obvious. After all, I've hinted at it in quite an evident way. I've been watching over you ever since I received the reply from the Astral Express. And I've seen the great effort you all put into linking different realms together across the cosmos. And now, after getting this far all in one piece, you have truly proven yourselves. Miss Himiko, were you the one who repaired the Express and got it sailing through the cosmos again?
Yes.
And you two, young Nameless, you have very interesting life stories and extraordinary skills.
I don't know much about my life story, but I do have extraordinary skills.
You're full of energy. Please send my regards to the conductor, Pom Pom. Please let them know that their friend had fond memories from his time aboard the Express, which he reminisced on every time he had a good drink. As for the last Nameless, he embarked, disembarked, and embarked again, traveling in a great circle, ending up back where he started. On his deathbed, he told me to find the Astral Express and deliver an invitation to the future Nameless. He left behind a special gift. A true legacy. Something that belongs only to the successors of the Trailblaze. Come with me. Now is the time to reveal it.
again.
Sometimes I feel like you're still alive, old friend. Like you've still got so much to say and do. I've kept my promise, brought the future trailblazers you've waited so long for. I don't know why you were so obsessed with that train, but I remember your last words. Don't let us down, old man.
What's happening?
Go ahead. His resting place lies in the garden up ahead. The first and last nameless of Penacony. Mikhail Char Legward, the Watchmaker.
Now, if the game throws another like progression roadblock boss fight, I'd be happy. I really won't be. Especially since you can no longer say I have a bad team. I have solid artifacts. In fact, just straight up pretty damn good artifacts for Jinglu. Maxed out traces, like not even like good traces, like maxed out. Can't get any better than that. Pretty damn good weapons as well. And these are 5 limited 5 stars. We got like the second best healer in the game, the best damage support in the game, the solid DPS, and the best DPS in the game. So that level of upgrades. So really not able to deal with one of these games' boss fights.
Sure enough, the Watchmaker is the third nameless. Even I could guess that one.
The legacy he left behind was a dream bubble. I believe inside that bubble, there's something that holds meaning only for the nameless. After all, when I checked its contents, I found nothing inside. Maybe some Trailblaze runes?
Well, let's have a look.
Wait, what's going on? Seriously? There's nothing inside. How could a dream bubble be empty?
That old man always had this strange belief in the Nameless and the Trailblaze. I could never figure out what was going on in that old man's head.
Don't think that's the case, Gallagher.
Don't start getting all...
Just as Mikhail believes in the Nameless of the feud, there must be something...
Well, that's why...
Can I borrow your pet? I need to make a trip back to Golden Hour and check it's for Mikhail. And for...
Welcome to the
There's
Reverie
an
Hotel.
option for us to
How may I
skip
help
the
you?
story when talking to Robin
Greetings.
earlier. Why is that?
We're the Nameless from
Honestly,
the Astral
I
Express.
would use it.
And we'd like to check in.
The
I
Astral
just want this to be
Express?
done so
But
I
I
can
thought...
move on to wherever comes next.
Yes, my companion's already checked in. My name is Dan Hung, and I believe...
I see, but your companion said you wouldn't be...
Now the plans have changed again.
And you are...
Me? I'm Pom Pom, a new Nameless who's also with the Astral Express.
He's my fellow trailblazer. We responded to the family's invitation before he boarded the Express, so he wasn't registered in your system.
Oh, I see. Another one of the Nameless had a similar situation. Since there's a precedent, it shouldn't be a problem. I'm sorry, dear guests, but it seems...
What do you mean?
My apologies. This is the first time I've encountered a situation...
How about this? Give me their room number, and we'll go check on them ourselves.
I'm afraid that's not possible. I need to...
How about you just wake up someone? Let's say, Welt?
I'm sorry, but there are strict rules regarding forced awakening.
So nothing works, huh? What's your solution then?
Please be patient. We need...
And now it seems you need to confirm our identities before you can contact our companions.
It seems...
Oh, fudge! Look, nothing personal.
Please calm down, dear guests. I do recall that Miss...
I don't think she's trying to give us a hard time. She really just doesn't know what to do.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Something doesn't seem right. I need to leave for a moment.
You
can stay here with the receptionist.
So
Sure
why he's
thing.
no longer superpowered.
Just don't keep me waiting forever. Don Hung seems pretty worried about his companions. I should give him some space. Stressing out about it won't help anything.
Okay, that's pretty tough. I just love it. It's such a small thing, but like, if a support character has to be the far right character, don't then make it so that trial story characters are then the far left. Like, come on. Now I need to reconfigure my team.
An enemy worthy of your attention.
You're not going to let me actually look at his skills?
Greetings. I'm...
Hello. Do you think...
I'm not at present. All of...
She doesn't appear.
The Charmony Fest.
Hey!
Well,
Well, back at...
oh, come on.
Well, anyway.
Unsettling.
Relax.
Well, looks like I won't... Back already?
Hasn't she returned?
Nope. Neither the staff nor the guests seem to know anything about what's happening.
I agree. Another unusual thing is that the Oak family is... I walked around the hotel, but...
Well, I'll be forked. If I remember correctly...
We shouldn't linger.
Not so fast. Have you ever robbed VIPC, bro? If you run away...
Are you suggesting we...
I wouldn't say do nothing. But let's stay put for now. They don't want to attract unwanted attention from certain outsiders, so they won't do anything reckless.
If I were a family member...
Of course, we don't need to walk into their...
A secret signal.
That's right.
Oh, I can't...
I'm sorry.
How do we get into the VIP lounge?
This is where my street smarts come into play. You're the...
Yes,
We're the name... Now, we've been waiting. It's called...
I apologize.
Just...
Wow, this bar's something else. Certainly worthy of the planet of his...
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey,
Has Donna... Oh, if someone had reserved...
That's straight.
Then what should we do?
No.
Well, what can I get?
Anything you recommend.
Then I would recommend...
This flavor.
Dynamite bar...
As long as you're satisfied.
Let's give the memo keeper another half-system hour.
The situation is unclear. It's unusual for the followers...
Actually, there's something else, as you know. Isn't there a saying of...
Talking.
Well, you know what I'm... With that Acheron.
And you believe that...
No.
Anyway, unless...
Maybe it's sheep people do but Eon...
You think
It's...
But in my opinion...
Oh.
Exactly. It's more about...
I don't know what you've been... That's why the galaxy... Just in case. I have a backup plan if the memo keeper doesn't show up.
You sure have a lot of...
Well, by the way...
What's your plan?
It's simple.
No need for that.
Wait.
Are you...
Huh?
Ha ha.
Oh, I'll be waiting.
No mistake.
Well, look...
You're back? Two guests just
Okay, great. So literally all of that was wasted screen time.
So I
Cool.
told them to wait
Thanks
in
for
the
wasting.
parlor.
Oh.
2 guests?
I mean, that's why I'm skipping through it, because I know it's...
Look, we
No
welcome
point
all
in it.
passengers on the Astral Express, but sneaking in like...
My apologies, conductor. It was an oversight on my part. I assumed you were already acquainted with the garden. Given the chaotic situation in Penacony, the Nameless are the...
You are the memo keeper.
Pleased to meet you, Dan Hung. I've seen you in others' memories. And as for Boot Hill, this is our first face-to-face meeting.
Finally, memo keeper.
That's precisely what I intend to do. But before that, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Black Swan. I'm sure she knows it better than I do.
Greetings. I'm Acheron.
What? You Garden of Recollection shirtbag! You betrayed me!
I apologize, but she did that at my request. Due to certain reasons, I have been exiled by the family. Thankfully, this memo keeper came to my aid.
To be honest,
I asked her to guide me to a place beyond the family's reach and to contact a few trustworthy individuals. Namely...
Trustworthy? son of a nice lady. You think I'm dumb or something? How about this? I'll put a few bullet holes in your head and see what secrets spill out. Then...
It doesn't have to be like that. I'm willing to answer all your questions, but not right now. If my cover hadn't been blown, we might have had more time, but at the moment, we don't have any other options.
No other options?
This is the only way I can ensure I kindly request an immediate warp...
This passenger!
As far as I can tell, she's not a threat, and seems to be telling the truth.
I've briefly traveled with your companions and know their whereabouts, Dan Heng. Please rest assured, your nameless companions are safe, but they need our help. As for Boot Hill, you may have guessed. I've been waiting for you. Galaxy Rangers are known for their elusive nature and limited contact with each other, so this was the only way I could reach out to you. Only by doing this can I find a true Galaxy Ranger and fulfill a long-standing promise to return his relics to their rightful owner. Someone once told me raindrops are said to be so. How long has this been?
I used to believe. Looks like the Guardian. Well, mortals, and for some,
like
sin-thirsters, they emerge. They were once my...
Are you watching over them?
Watching over them? It was. The unwavering, as for me. I've suffered too many losses.
But you know these...
Does this, or some task...
I can help you.
For what?
For the meaning of them.
I see. Thank you.
Before we part ways, it is true that if...
A good question. What I do know, someone...
When I appeared as a child, as I grew into adult.
I humbly request your blessings, esteemed advocate of Shipe.
Come to me, my kinship. Chip.
As you wish. I have faithfully served the Alfalfa family for nearly out of laziness. I lied and claimed...
Do you sincerely repent?
Yes.
Have you examined your soul?
Oh.
Are you willing to accept the... Very well. Show your dedication.
Oh, praise she...
Next.
I wholeheartedly...
Rest assured. I have implored their presence to...
Oh, great. You know, I
see.
My children were starving, and I hoped they'd have a chance at... But the Bloodhound family got wind of it. They're on my tail, hunting me down. I thought I could bring my kids here. It was all my fault. All my fault.
The family is ready to forgive all sinners. I'll ask the Bloodhound family to cease their pursuit. You don't need to live in fear anymore.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll work my hardest to redeem my children and make them part of the family. Praise the harmony!
Next, please step forward.
Hey! Long time no see, Mr. Sunday. The most esteemed individual in Penacony, and the next leader of the Oak family, right?
I have sought their presence with us. Let us proceed.
Sure. Let's just get this over with. I have sinned. Please forgive me. I wasted half a pizza at breakfast, and a bottle of Soul Glad. That's it. Nothing more. Can we wrap this up? I've got a robo-ball game to catch, you know?
Do you seek to atone for your sins through good deeds?
My sins? Starting to sound like a saint, huh? Well, let me tell you something. Neither the family nor you have the right to judge me. You think nobody knows what your precious family has done? About the watchmaker? Huh? Don't kid yourself, Featherbrain. Those dream chasers might be fooled by your act, but don't fool yourself. Before you start spouting off your holy verses, answer me this. Where does the power of the Oak family come from? And your power? What makes you think you can sit there, all high and mighty, looking down on everyone else? Well, I've spent enough time in confession today to enter the Harmony's paradise, right? Then I'll take my leave. Good luck with your election, and, don't make me regret my investments in you.
Oh, revered triple-faced soul, hear my doubts. Who can judge the strong when their power hides their crimes? Who can vouch for the weak when they will pay any price to survive? Who can comfort the purest souls when even they get led astray? If the strong defending the weak is truly the foundation of paradise, then who is responsible for the suffering and anguish in this wretched world?
Brother? Brother? Brother, are you all right?
I'm fine. I've been working long hours, and I just made a trip to Dreamflux Reef and back. So, I'm a bit out of sorts. But it'll all be over before we know it.
You've been working non-stop on the Charmony Festival, Mr. Sunday, and no one could have predicted this incident. Even if the Stellaron does pose a grave threat, I still feel sorry for all the trouble we've caused you.
No need to worry about troubling anyone. The Charmony Festival was meant to spread joy and harmony across the cosmos. But now that we know the truth, I'm afraid we'll have to cancel it.
It has always been our wish to make everyone happy, so... we'll do our best to explain everything to the Dream Master. I'm sure he'll understand. Even if the negotiation does not go smoothly, I'll refuse to go on stage. Without the Chord Master, the Harmonious Choir would not arrive, and the Charmony Festival would be just a grand performance, and nothing more.
I'm relieved to see your determination. You know, since arriving in Penacony, we haven't had any contact with this Dream Master himself. I'd heard of the heads of the 5 major lineages, but the Dream Master is a mystery to me.
The Dream Master rarely grants an audience, even for us. But, given the urgency of the situation...
Let's hope we can...
Indeed.
It's about time.
Don't worry.
Here, it's Mr. Sunday! Hey! Mr. If I just... But it's no fatal...
Selling everything you had.
Why? Can't you it's better to be here.
Is this... true?
Is it really taking you this long to figure out?
Huh?
Oh, it's nothing, sir.
Oh, yeah. See you around, Mr. Sunday. And,
What's up, sister?
This is the land of the dream. The man we ran into, even though sweet dreams are nice, they're just illusions. But for him, they're the only way to survive, even if it means giving up on reality. That's not really living at all.
I suppose you have a point. But
Why do you say that?
you think that man is not actually living. But that's not quite accurate. People believe they have a predetermined value to fulfill. Gaining value means gaining power. And those, however, value doesn't come out of thin air. And there's a limit to it.
Are you suggesting that this is not how things should be?
Exactly. But, ironically, people don't think there's anything wrong with it. The survival of the fittest. That's where all the tragedies in the world come from. No tragedies exist here. Only happiness. Although in its nascent form. Isn't that the same paradise we yearn for in our dreams?
What's this? A story? Bro.
Perhaps that man is just an exception. Let's not jump to conclusions.
I don't want to
We should
be like
experience
this
the
anymore.
dreamscape ourselves. Just as I did at Dreamflux Reef.
Yes. Seeing is believing. I'll accompany.
Glad to meet you again, Robin. How are the You're too kind. I can't stand being looked.
But if this went on for...
Every day, you get...
But you know that...
That's exactly what... Only in this sweet dream can I truly feel like I'm in...
I see.
And I wish you a fantastic...
Seems like that guest's perspective.
She had a valid point.
What you're trying to say is, she thinks she's in control of her life. But in reality...
Well, she did make mention of...
However, the paradise in our dreams, it doesn't have to end.
There you go.
No. And the paradise we yearn for shouldn't be just a fleeting dream either. The scenery in this dreamscape is truly breathtaking, isn't it?
Oh, Robin. You're right.
A philosophical mind.
Oh, not at all, no. With little time left, I yearn for meaningful conversation.
It's my pleasure. No need to be formal. Just speak your mind.
Yeah. I was part of a war, and then... all my comrades... They have. And I'm truly grateful for that. My physical body is now in the dream pool, sustained by life support. To me, my true appearance...
So...
just being able to live at all is good. My world has been torn apart. And my life could end... anytime. Now...
that old man's story. It's so tragic. Fortunately, this sweet dream gives him joyful memories to hold on to for the rest of his life.
That's precisely why this sweet dream in Penacony exists.
However, even this sweet dream has its limitations.
There will be a way out. Penacony is already on the right track.
Look what we have here. A lovely young lady. Brother, what a surprise to see you again.
Show yourself. Your trick won't work on us.
I've heard that a skilled mass fool received an invitation too. That must be you, right? Did you enjoy yourself?
Barely. The people here are way too gullible. A little bait is all it takes for them to bite. And they run away at the slightest hint of danger. In other words, they're naive and cowardly.
Now that you've had your fill, It'd be wise to leave before it's too late. The music of the harmony doesn't tolerate—
What? Now that you have the real Robin, I'm useless? Oh, how disheartening. I've done so much for the family. You should be thanking me, because if it weren't for me cleaning up this mess, Penacony would still be in shambles. Don't you think?
That was a personal request from the head of the Iris family, and it has nothing to do with us. Step aside and stop causing trouble for the Charmony Festival.
The Charmony Festival? You think you can scare me? You think I have no idea what you're planning? I don't care what you're thinking, Chicken Wing Boy. But I'm pretty sure our lovely Robin won't be appearing on stage. After all, you're well aware of what a sorry state this dreamscape is in under the ban Penacony, the land of the dreams.
Stop it.
What's the rush, Chicken Wing Boy? Did I get to you?
Our paradise is none of your concern, masked fool. Leave now, or the family won't tolerate you anymore.
All right. I'll go. But Robin, I suggest you seriously consider this. Do you really believe those living in dreams can escape pain and find true happiness? Well, I've done my part, and now I'm simply waiting for the fireworks to begin. Here, the last 2 gifts for both of you. And don't lose them.
Usually I don't protest
If by
whacking
some
over heads and
unfortunate chance
themes.
the
The
Charmony
reason
Festival
why is
starts
because
against
they're
all
still
odds,
built up anyway, and so then
remember
you
to
whack
use
them
the
over head at the
danger.
climax. But this is just like, oh, we forgot to have a story. It feels like, oh, we forgot to have a story, so let's have one scene.
Distance.
Whack them over
It
heads
seems
with
the Dream Master will arrive soon.
So
let's wait here for the Dream Master to arrive.
Okay. By the way, brother, I heard you no longer have a sweet tooth. Back when we were kids, you used to steal my desserts. Seems like a lot has changed during my absence. What exactly happened?
Well, someone has to stay awake even in...
But that someone doesn't have to be you, or anyone in particular. The paradise in our dreams. Penacony is nothing more than a dream. It can't erase the worries and pain of reality.
Remember the old man we met earlier? Without this...
That might be true, but... even without Penacony, that path may have been more ordinary and challenging. But now, he is receiving hospice care in a comatose state, and his fate is sealed. Is Penacony granting these people a future? Or is it taking it away from them?
Well,
holy
don't
shit,
forget
there's
this.
2 good lines.
Not everyone really has a future.
Another good line.
The future for humanity is like the sky for
Yeah,
birds.
it's a shame that you've decided
People
to pull
mistakenly
this
believe that
theme out
flight
of
is
your
inherent
arse.
to birds because they've never witnessed
As
those
far as I'm
birds
aware.
crashing
I
to
mean,
their
maybe
death.
it was I don't remember.
Do you remember
In
how we
fact, I
took
don't
in
remember
that
what
little
kids to
Charmony
me
dove when
wasn't
we were
that.
young?
Yeah. We took care of it. Provided food and water, groomed its feathers. And later,
Other than with Firefly, I was there for Firefly.
when I
and then
decided
I
to
just
leave
completely
Penacony,
forgotten about the moment she
I
left
opened the
store.
cage and set it free.
Well, shortly after you left,
I had surmised as much. I knew you wouldn't have avoided mentioning the bird for no reason. Despite that unfortunate outcome, I still believe it was the right decision. Birds aren't meant to spend their lives in cages.
But here's the thing. If there are birds in this world that can never fly, can we really assert that they belong in the sky?
Are you implying that the same goes for humans too?
Let's take the Astral Express as an example. The Nameless made tremendous efforts to bridge worlds, gaining fame across the universe. However, only a few That's because the pursuit of the Trailblaze exceeds the capabilities of ordinary humans. Otherwise, why would this path be filled with broken rails and abandoned express?
That's just sophistry. If that were true, then only the powerful would have the right to determine the future.
Unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. Another name for the future is self-value. While this world has its fair share of heroes who inspire people and garner admiration for their heroic deeds, the majority of ordinary people will never become heroes in their lifetime. Some are born weak and vulnerable. Some find themselves trapped in unfortunate circumstances. Some fall victim to malice and cowardice. When it comes to survival, everyone is equal. And the weak can only watch as their value gets constantly diminished by external forces.
That's why we should care for the weak and support them as if their suffering were our own. That's what the Odes of Harmony have always taught us.
While the Harmony holds noble aspirations, the strong will always be strong, and the weak will always be weak. Even in this carefree dream. Human nature contains greatness, but it also harbors inherent weaknesses that can't be eradicated. In the end, if people can't even secure their own survival, they won't care about the illusory future of equality. As long as the law of survival of the fittest prevails, there will always be fledglings crashing to their death.
But if people don't live for the future, do they merely exist for survival? If even you, my brother, don't believe that the Harmony will save the weak, then which Eon can make our dreams come true?
People often forget that when the first bird took flight, the entire world envisioned a future where no more fledglings would ever crash to their death.
Are you reading, sister?
Mr. Gopherwood gave me a picture book. If I could become a Court Master, I'd like to
I see.
Don't you have a wish of your own, brother?
Of course I do. It's just that it includes your wish.
Then let's build a stage there and invite every—
It's a deal.
Yeah, it's a deal.
Maybe.
There goes everything interesting.
You're back sooner than I thought.
Oh.
Any results?
Yes.
How much longer is this?
And now,
I've been streaming
it's up
for
to
3
us to
hours.
forge ahead.
What hours out I've been away for?
Since he's already carried out his last
We're
wish,
probably not even like halfway
my
done.
final mission is complete.
Someone posted on YouTube full
pardon me if I
Penacony
sound
playthrough
curt.
was 20 hours.
It's good to have determination. The path Mikhail left for you is not an easy one to
we're probably
tread.
like maybe halfway
Why else
done
would
at
he have
best.
chosen to sleep in solitude? Staking everything on some nameless— Do you have the numbers?
Got any more encouraging?
As I see it, relying on Welt's negotiations alone is far from enough. Penacony is our rival's home turf, and we already have— We're more familiar with the Stellaron's properties than most. And since it's the key to stabilizing this—
That's right. As long as we pose a threat to the Stellaron, either with words or otherwise, we have a chance at gaining the upper hand. But the problem is, on the eve of the Charmony Festival opening, how exactly are we going to get close to the theater? Family security will be airtight, and if we brute force it, even if we succeed, it's too risky.
So, no one's gonna say anything? The Express crew would have been disbanded long ago if it weren't for me. So, I heard that before the Charmony Festival begins, there'll be a pageant to kick off the festival. It's called the Soulglad TM Festivity Auditions, or something. As long as we clinch the top spot, we'll be able to attain the title of Festive Superstar, and be able to personally bask.
So, how do we go about participating in these festivity auditions?
I've already procured special invite tickets from Miss Robin's fan club. To tell you the truth, I had been preparing to join the...
So they're still running this thing, huh?
We'll follow March's plan.
I'm afraid I will...
Should we ever cross paths?
All right.
And Miss Firefly, we thank you for all your support. We're faced with a formidable enemy. As long as the Astral Express and Stellaron Hunter's objectives are aligned, we're willing to cooperate with you.
We've already come this far together. I'd like to join you for the rest of your journey on Penacony. I'm pleased that we can finally fight shoulder to shoulder. I couldn't ask for a better ending.
This is also the spirit of the Trailblaze. Now everyone, let's prepare to move out.
They've really outdone themselves! Oh, I'm starting to get excited!
Behold! Here come 4 friends with spirit high and full of steel! You aspiring to be the superstars of the festival?
Is he talking about us?
Yes, you! There's no doubt about it. I see you have all the potential of a superstar in you!
Excuse me, you 4?
As the last group of contestants, how
Would you be open to a brief
Your journey is long and fraught with peril.
The sword is rose! Protect the beauty!
A knight's head is hard as steel. Brotherland's focus is...
People are pouring in. Kinda feels like all sorts of...
Ladies and gentlemen, please. Coming towards us now is... Allow me to introduce...
Hello, everybody.
Don't you guys need to hide your identities?
Can't hide it anyways. Penacony is plastered with our posters. And because the Astral Express is so well known, the family won't dare to make any rash moves.
I actually want to pick what it was. Honestly, my favourite thing about games is combat when it's not broken. My second favourite thing is goofy as hell dialogue choices.
Given the situation, this is our best hope. But let's just get it over with quickly.
That was disappointing.
Hello, everyone. I'm March 7th.
Hello, everyone. I'm Firefly. I am also an ordinary girl who enjoys adventures.
So it's a bunch of nameless guests. This final face-off is bound to be spectacular. Time is precious. Grab a bottle of...
I'm considering putting the game down right now and going back to this another time. Oh. I mean, it doesn't look all that massive, but 32 chests. Yeah, I don't think I can take any more of this. Just give me the hat already. Not to mention also, of course, you have to go through the story to play the new event. Maybe I should drop this game. It's seeming increasingly like I should now, actually. So I don't like the story. Ugh. I'm gonna go do something about it.